All right, all right. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late. I usually try to start my two tracks before the 12 o'clock mark, but I'm gonna do that anyway. And then after that, we're gonna get things started. So let's do it. What's up, everyone? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Ooh, looks like I got the wrong one up here. Yeah, here we go. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on here. But, anywho, welcome to Transitions. This is volume 7. And today we're going to do a deep dive on house music, mainly deep house. I'm a, I happen to be House That Speaks, and let me first to let you know that my sincere apologies is in order. I sorry, I was not able to do my transitions last month in July. A lot of things occurred, and then I also was sick, so I wasn't able to present transitions to you. But I'm glad that I'm doing it today. So, deep house music. Well, if you probably heard the expression about deep house, it's more of the lower end, it's more the smooth end, it's more of the relaxing form of house music. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can still play deep house at about 125, 126, either up to 128. I have seen producers actually have created deep house music with a 128 BPM. But for this particular transitions, I'm going to, like I always do, demonstrate how I mix deep house music. Of course, we're going to start out with the first track, then we're going to bring in the second track, and then I will have my screen to show you how all that's done by using, of course, my tool of choice, the DDJ 800. Now, I am going to be playing tracks that's going to be from Beatport DJ, so I'm not a sponsor to them, but I do use them for all my most of all my other underground underground tracks to play, especially mostly live stream. But I decide to. But when I do my six mini mix, I will be using tracks from my own library. Some will be old tracks, familiar tracks that I enjoy playing. Some will be new tracks that I haven't played before. But it's going to be a mixed bag. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start out with, let's see, I thought I had this on here. Okay. We're going to start out with a track called The Bongo Man. And as a matter of fact, I listened to this track before I started, and I love the actual rhythm to it. And as a matter of fact, we're going to play it in 124 BPM so we can keep the essence of deep house music. And like I said, this is mainly what I use to play deep house, especially if I'm playing like in the morning, if I have to do a morning live stream, or if, say for instance, I'm out and I'm doing an opening set and people just not forming in, I probably will start out with a deep house track just to get people, situated, get them into the venue, get them to order their drinks and what have you. So we're going to use this. Now the second track we're going to use is called What a Day by Coulter. Now the first track, the Bongo Man, was by Toman. Now, as usual, I will be playing as minimum of these tracks as possible, because of YouTube. YouTube wants to get funny about playing, tracks a little long, and doing all the little checks and all the other stuff. So I've been trying to keep myself diligent, especially about my channel, so I can make sure that my channel don't receive any harsh copyright strikes or anything like that, and knock on wood, so far that hasn't happened. So, without me talking, let me turn the volume time down and let's get to it. I don't know about y'all, but I love this intro on this track, The Bongo Man. It's just got that nice little fat beat to it. also can hear the bongos in the background. Now, as you heard, and what I've been trying to do on some of my mixes is to, make sure that I keep the essence of the blends long. Now, if I was playing this at a regular show or raid train or what have you, of course I would let this blend go much, much longer because as you can hear, both tracks are so cohesive that you can stretch the blending of it, as far as possible, which I love doing because it just it just makes it sound better and it gives that beef to it. And if people listen to it, they're thinking that it was a one production track instead of two tracks blending together. And that's how you want your blends to be. You want it to be so that if someone was listening to it, they 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 would be tricked by the fact that these are mainly two tracks instead of one cohesive track. I hope everybody get the gist of what I'm trying to say on that point. Now, the next track is called "You Know Better" by Lake Receipts, and I'm going to be transitioning to the second track that's called "That's New" by I think it's Kalu. I know it's spelled Colau. And I like presenting these tracks. So if you're a DJ or you're a producer or you're an up and coming DJ and you want to get these tracks, you can always go to Beatport. You can even purchase them, or you can um, do their monthly subscription. Where if you have Recordbox or Serrano DJ, you can automatically have those tracks loaded up to your software, and you can be able to play them whenever you want. So let me turn the volume down again, and let's get to it. right. Now, let me let me address a few things. Now, when I do my effects, I don't often I you could say I don't do as many effects than probably some DJs do. In fact, I can tell you honestly, the mostly the effects that I use is low end echo, and MT delay. And the only time I usually use MT delay, I use MT delay for tech house and techno. So that's what I use the delays for. It just sounds better with the beats for those two genres. Now, what I do as far as my favorite effects is killing the low the low EQ. Now, the precise way of doing is you have to kill it on the one. Have to. Just like when you bring a second track, you bring it on the one. When you drop in a track, you drop it on the one. When you killing the low EQ, you kill it on the one. And trust me, it took me a lot of practice to get that point, to make sure that when I do kill the low EQ, I'm doing it on the one. And also, when you bring in two tracks together, the best effect is make sure that the low EQ is already killed. It's already, it's killed. And then as you blending those tracks, you can always kill the low EQ on the second track on the one. And trust me, it gives you it gets a great effect. I've done it many, 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 many times. And anytime I play, I always have a habit of doing it. I mean, there's a few DJs that I know that are EQ knob specialists, and one I can say in particular, he goes by the name Julius the Mad Thinker, and he's from Chicago, from where I'm from, and I love the way he plays the sets because he's a master when it comes to EQ effects. I mean, I have not seen another DJ that does it as well and as efficient as he. Now, if you know any DJs that you can say that are EQ effect specialists, drop it in the comments because I am intrigued to know what DJs that you have either listened to. It can be DJs that's known or unknown, or it's just a DJ that you enjoy, or a DJ that you've seen that knows how to work those EQs. It's an art form within itself, and like I said, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of practice. Now for the next two tracks we're gonna play, one is called Melodies, I think I'm saying that right, by Country or Century. It's Cinthie. And the second one is called Check It Out by Sam. That's S period A period M period. I'm sure it's an acronym and I'm sure it stands for something, but I will have to research the actual producer to find out what it stands for. But without further ado, we're going to drop down the mic and let's do it. All right. Now, this particular combination was a little sticky and tricky. I was worried that the two tracks wasn't gonna blend well, but as the second track kept playing and I did my little nudging on the job wares and my adjustments, then I was able to hear the flow of the two tracks. So I was able to make my full transitions. And that's the other thing you need to be aware, because not all two tracks will be cohesive and not all two tracks are the same. That's why sometimes it's difficult when you're getting tracks from from a streaming platform like a Beatport. You know, you're pretty much at the mercy of who of the whoever the producer is, and you have to bear in mind, because mostly when I play these tracks, unlike the tracks that I purchase, every track that I purchase, I listen to it firsthand. When I upload these into to a record box, I 9 times out of 10 I don't get the opportunity to listen to them. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But what I do is I prep myself by listening to at least two of the tracks before I play, because if I know that the two tracks that I play, if I that they transition well, then I know that I will have a good flow. And also to keep in mind, anytime there is a track that you plan and you're about to transition, my suggestion is, a, let that track play out of this intro, because once it sometimes if they have an intro, then they get into the melody, the beats. Now, if the beats is not, if you know that that beat from the second track is not coincide with the first track, just don't play it. Take it out and select another track. It's better to do it that way than to cause yourself, any headaches and a possible train wreck. And trust me, you don't want that. No one wants that. Not a good thing. Not a good thing to have at all. Now, for the next two tracks, we're going to. The first track is called Prayer in C by Robert Schultz and I think it says, well, yeah, Robert Schultz and Lily Wood, excuse me. And then the second track is called Forever Rose by, again, Sam. That's S period A period M period. I'm going to have to find out what that acronym stands for. But we're going to go ahead, and I'm just adjusting the BPMs. Always adjust your BPMs on both tracks to make sure that they're both at the right BPM. Because sometimes one track has a BPM and the other track could be slightly off, so you got to do your adjustments. And I know certain DJs, especially DJs who have learned from who have transitioned from vinyl to digital, they are accustomed to making their BPM adjustments as their plan. But of course, if you have been in the digital side of things, as I have, then you want to do your adjustments before you play and transition your second track onto your first track. Okay, enough of that. Let's lower the volume. Let's get to it. Now, you notice that this particular track, Prayer in C, has a pretty long intro. So I'm going to wait till this intro is done before the beat comes, and then I can determine where I'm going to drop my, when I'm going to make my transition to the second track. So check it out. All right. Now, first of all, I want to say a shout out to the Ghost. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate the support. Make sure you tell anyone and everybody about our transition series. We do this. I do this live every third Saturday at noon Central Time, and that's 1 p.m. Eastern Time. But thank you so much, Ghost. I do appreciate you stopping through. Always appreciate it when people stopping through who either they listening in or giving me a shout out and chatting about it, letting me know that they're actually here checking things out. Thank you so much. And also the ghosts. Let me know if you're a new and upcoming DJ. You know, because if you are, please make sure you also check out the playlist of transitions. There's a lot of other information that I have there regarding other genres of house, showing you how I mix them in and doing my explanations. Okay, now back to the topic at hand. Now, these two tracks was very cool to play because first of all, the player in C had a very long intro, so I had to wait until the intro, gets done before that first beat came. Then I can determine where I can bring in the second track in. So when I what I did was when I brought the second track, I waited till the first breakdown, and surprisingly, it was a vocal. So when I was bringing in the second track, that second track went so smoothly with the vocal, and it was amazing. And whoever's the vocalist in that prayer in C, shout out to them. They have a beautiful voice, and it was a it was a warm, soothing feeling to transitioning this track. Now these two are the two tracks that if you into straight DJ blending and you just love long blends, I will highly recommend for any DJ to purchase. Like I said, Prayer in C is from Robin Shorts and Lily Wood, and Forever Rose is by Sam. That's S.A.M. Get these two tracks because I guarantee you, if you love blending, you will have a ball blending these tracks. I mean, whew, it was fun to do. It was fun to do. I think I have about a couple more to do before we go to our six track mini mix. So we're gonna keep the ball rolling. I usually try to make certain that I don't go over an hour when I do these, just to try to be as consistent as possible. You know, and like I said, if you have any questions or in comments or anything that you want me to cover, because cover as far as what genre of house. Most There's a good number of genres that I have already done in my transition series. So if you go to that playlist for that. But the next one, I'm not. No, the next one will be Sofa House, and that's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think after that one, I'm going to tackle classic house. Now that to me is going to be my toughest challenge because A, I usually don't play classic house music, and B, for some reason, some of the tracks it's hard to transition. So I am going to have a fun time actually coming up here doing that particular genre, and either I'm going to sink or I'm going to swim. So bear with me and make sure you stay tuned for that. But anyway, let's get back to the next one. So the first track is called Two Choice by Ben Van Kindler, probably a German name. And shout out to all my peeps out in Germany because I was stationed there, and also I have a radio station that I do monthly. That's based in Germany, so shout out to them. The second track is Hood. Oh wow, that's a name for you. Hood Rat by Josh Butler. I haven't heard that particular track before. Neither one of these tracks. They practically new. This is my first time playing them, so I'm experiencing them as much as you guys are, and that's one of the things I want to do. That's one of the things about transitions because there's 9 times to 10 you're not going to be able to listen to a certain track to prep, so you're just gonna have to listen to it as you play and just fly out of the seat in your pants. But if you know your fundamentals of transitioning, like your beat matching, your blends, you're dropping on the one, you should have no issue of transition to any track that you play, no matter what genre it is. So without further ado, let me kill this mic and let's get to it. Now, I like the fact that again, when I when the breakdown of Too Close came, there was a vocal, so I was able to bring in the hood rat track, which they had a long, not an intro. It just started out with the melody. Certain tracks does that. Not all tracks has intros and outros. Certain tracks that go straight to the melody and all that, which is great because you can always pinpoint. I'm sorry, I didn't flash myself. Here I am. Okay, you can always pinpoint when to bring in that second track when you have tracks that differentiate each other. Again, thank you so much to Ghost. Um, he said he's a blind rapper and producer and usually makes trap music, but he found this interesting. I appreciate that, my man. I appreciate that. And please let your fellow producers, and if you know any young DJs, just let them know that there is a DJ out here who's still new to the game, but is willing to contribute, his time, his effort, and his growing knowledge of DJing and music and doing this for you guys. And I'm not charging nobody because that is not my preference. My preference is I was fortunate enough for someone to teach me how to DJ, and I wanna be that same person that spread that love to you guys. So that's one of the interesting things about doing these transitions is because you can, if you listen to the beats, the bars, and the phrases long enough, you can always judge and tell when to bring a second track in, when to cue it up, and also when to start start transitioning down the first track. But you want to keep the blends as long as possible because it just makes it just beef up the sound and the music and all that goodness. So you don't want to do it too too soon, just enough where you can let that energy flow and let the crowd and everybody feed off that energy of the music. Now, the only reason why I'm doing it as quickly here is because of course, YouTube. So I'm trying to make sure that this particular segment gets out there to you guys. So that's my gist. Okay, I got one more I'm going to do, another set of tracks that I'm going to transition, and then we're going to go on to our six track mini mix. So let me get these ready to go. Okay, the first track is called Race to Lose by Sam again. Sam. So you know who he is by now, but who the producer is by now. Seems like he has some good tracks that's coming out, and I'm enjoying what he's putting out. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to go and purchase some of these babies myself and add them to my Deep House library so I can play them when I want to play out. So I'm just adjusting my BPM right now. And the second track is called Drippin' Diamond by Guy Gerbert. Let's see who's the Guy Gerbert and Albertina. Albertina. So these are gonna be the two ones that I'm gonna be transitioning. And as a matter of fact, these are gonna be my last ones, and then we're gonna do the six track mini mix. So let me lower the mic, and we can get to it. Oh yes, I enjoy playing these two tracks here. Now, the Race to Lose has a nice little, it has a little melody beat intro, but when that first break came, that's when I was able to go ahead and get prepared to transition the Dripping Diamonds track, and then I decided to do some adjusting, work the EQs, and also just have a little fun with it. I mean, these are some fun tracks to play. So that's why I enjoy playing deep house. Deep house is so different from the other genres because it's on a even though it can be from a I'll say a chiller standpoint, it's still if the right producers produce it correctly, it can be fun because sometimes even with soulful, some people they say soulful and deep can be a little on the sleepy side or the boring side. But it depends on the producers that you get. Pardon me, guys. Sorry about that. I have my windows open. I usually close it and have the AC on, but I was I was scrambling for time because I was wanted to make sure I get this out. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get ready to do our 6 track mini mix, and this is strictly coming from my DJ library, and there are gonna be some tracks that I haven't played, and there's gonna be some fun tracks that I enjoy playing. So without further ado, let me load things up to make sure I have what I have. Sorry about that. I tried to get everything situated and prepared. We are going to be playing these tracks at 124 BPM. We're just going to keep it nice and easy, like so everybody can get their juices for a good old get ready for a good weekend, good Saturday. I don't know where you are, but it's sunny. It was rainy and cloudy here in Chicago. Now the sun is coming out, and as a matter of fact, there's a block party going on my block. So, if you're wherever you live in, if it's a gorgeous day after you have a view here in transitions, just go out there and have a nice day. Now, here we go for the 6 track mini mix. Let's do it. All right. Whew, that was fun. I hope everybody got everything they want to get out of it. I appreciate those who has joined in, chatted, all the views up there. Thank you so much for taking your time out for me going through this. We will be doing another transitions next month, so stay tuned here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I mean, to the channel, and also hit the notification bell so you can know when I'll be coming out with another transition series. Um, Also, coming this Monday, my Monday Night Rant series will be popping up this Monday. That's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be discussing Twitch DJs, playing outside of live stream. So you don't want to miss that particular segment. And as always, this is how Says Speaks. Thank you all for joining in. I appreciate your support. Peace and love, everyone, and please enjoy your weekend. God bless. Please check out my merch at House that Speaks Designs. You can go to my store, teespring.com /user /House that Speaks Designs, and you can get these original designs created by yours truly. I appreciate that support. And if you happen to be in Chicago, um, next Saturday, that's 1 week from today, I will be playing live at Techno Harbor at Montrose Beach. I'm going to be joined with other DJs from the Twitch verse. Some is going to be coming from out of town, as well as others that's here in Chicago. We're going to be just going, having fun, enjoying the beach, enjoying the sand, the sun, and going to be jamming out with some tunes. So I hope you guys can join in the fun. And like I said, my Monday night rant is every other Monday, 7 p.m. Central Time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And and we have another one that's coming up this Monday, so make sure you check that out. But as I say, thank you all. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Keep it coming. And I'll be bringing more of these to you. Thank you so much, and have a good one.